Morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change the mitzvah Hashem our lives. Parashas Chayei Sarah, the Sefer Halak Aleph. So we're discussing the Shiloh, which says in the Zayar that Sarah relates to the Guf and Avram relates to the Neshama. If that's the case, then why does it say in the pasuk, Kol Asher Tamar Sarah Tishma B'Kelo? That anything that Sarah says, you should listen to her voice. You should listen to her. Yeah, whatever Sarah says, you should listen to her. So the question is, according to what we're saying in the Zohar, that Sarah is the body. So we're saying, listen to the body. Now, we all know that the body is not the one we should be listening to. We should be listening to the neshama. So why, according to this shot in the Zohar, why are we saying that we should be listening to Sarah, listening to the body? We should be listening to the neshama. So that's what we need to discuss. So we brought down famous Vart Baal Shem Tov that it says, when you see the donkey that's your enemy and you don't want to go help it, you should go help. That's sort of the, so that's the pasuk. Now the Baal Shem explains what does it mean. And that's what we're discussing. What does it mean? You see a donkey, your chamer. Not just your donkey, it means your chamer, your chumriyus, your gashmius, your body. And it's roivetz masoi, and it's struggling with its load, its burden of Torah mitzvahs. It doesn't want to do Torah mitzvahs. It'd rather sleep in, watch movies, drink beer, eat beer and drink pizza, and do nothing with itself. And it's struggling. So what do you want to do? You don't want to have to deal with it. So so in the middle, we're talking about how, we have two stories to talk about here. Yeah, so we talked about having Avos Hashem, Yus Hashem should affect us emotionally. We gave examples of the Avos Hashem, Yus Hashem, that the Yus Hashem was so strong by the Alter Rebbe that one Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, when he was coming to say V'chein Pachtecha, he couldn't even say the word Pachtecha, because Pachtecha means fear. So when he started to say the word, the amount of fear came over him so much that he started saying Pach Pach. He couldn't even finish it, and it was so overcome by fear, emotional. This is how we should be with ourselves. So we're continuing on in these stories. Dugwin Esafas, another additional story that it brings. We can have a whole for ring and try to figure out why there's these two stories. Because everything that it brings, has some teach us. So another story is the story of the Tamar Tzedek. In the early years of his Nesius, Yasha Pam inspired Chassidim. He was praying with his Chassidim. The Shulchan Hugash Kavit, which was a strong mashkin. He had some strong mashkin on the table. See, not all Tamar Tzedek. In Menu case, he poured himself a cup. Shnia and a second cup. The Af Tiva Limzeg like Kishlish, and told them, pour me another cup. 3 cups, strong, imagine 3 cups, this man's 3 cups of 95% alcohol. This could put you in trouble, to say the least. He takes 3 cups, says, he drinks them all. He's drinking all these cups. And what happens? He went like this. And the effect of the mashka wasn't recognizable on him. As if he didn't drink. Meaning, when that mashka goes into your system, the system goes wild. But Tzemach Tzedek was able to have that control over his body. Now, so he explains, how did he manage to overcome that alcohol? Like the amount of alcohol running through his system, such a strong alcohol. I can barely stand. A normal person probably couldn't even stand. So how is he able to, like, what happened when he's like this? Suddenly he's standing straight and he's all good, like nothing ever happened. His brain and B'gdos Hashem, that he meditated on the greatness of Hashem, Benifla, Benafal Allah, Pachad Rav, and he recognized how awesome and great Hashem is, and it made him to this whoa, like a great amount of fear. Not fear, I'm scared of getting punished. Like, whoa, like God is right here. God is down with me, and God creates all the world, and He appreciated all that meant, and it put him into shape. I can give you a I give you a little personal example. That by the bris of Shalom David, it was on Shuni Atzeres, and unfortunately, by Ashkach Pratis, I had a little too much l'chaim, and I wasn't doing so good. And I ended up had to go to shul. I had a bris to take care of, and basically most davening was just hanging out in the bathroom, not doing too well, and I was like, this is great. It was very rough, and I remember I'll never forget this. Someone came in and he goes, the moils, When he said that, I sobered up. It was good, and I managed the whole bris as if nothing happened. Now, after that, I went back to feeling like dirt, and it was one of the worst ones I've had. And before that, I had it. What happened with the bris? And this is sort of the same idea. Maybe not to lower self aesthetic, but the idea I understand. What he's saying here that the emotions we can produce within us can be so powerful that can even overcome the physical limitations of our body. You have another example of this. So too with Ava, that was thinking that Hashem needs to produce a year. So too in my case, it was a year. I wasn't afraid. I was like, well, this is serious. I have to do this now, and the males here, and I can't be shmat on the floor, and that like affected me. And so too, we're going to use an example of Ava. Where the Rav Tzadik Rav Nachum Chernobyl. Rabbi Chernobyl, Haya Shaman Gufay. He was physically like he was overweight, was obese. But how did he become obese? From saying Amen Yesh Rabba, that his Amen Yesh Rabba affected him so much that he became obese. He's braining the Shmei Rabba when he contemplated on when we say Kaddish, we say Amen Yesh Rabba. His great name that he thought about, Gdulas Havayah, the Bnei of Hashem, Shehum Mevarech La'olam Omel Maya, that is blessed for all eternity. Shenimshach B'chol Ha'elamis, that is drawn down in all the world. B'cholam Gam B'elam Ha'asiyah Gashmi, in all the world, and even in our physical world. This area Ava V'Tainu B'Mida, he was aroused in a love and a pleasure so much Shehevi Shamnunis B'Guf, that caused him to have fat. Now, I never thought about this too much, but if you ask a doctor, they'll say it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't work. But then ask a doctor. That's what we're saying. We can have an effect on our body. And this is a simple way to look at to understand this is we can have an effect on our body. And this is what we're saying here, that the amount of effect that we can have on our body from the way we think and our emotions can be awesome. For the positive, like in these cases, and also for the negative. If we can limit ourselves and we can tell ourselves we're not good enough and we can't do things. That's sort of the discussion we're having over here. Who do we listen to, the neshama or the body? Let's see. Daled, base Daled. So back to the device of Hashem to understanding. What happens? You see your enemy. You see your guf that's struggling under the load of Torah mitzvahs. You're saying, I see, this is the body, this is what I have to do with the body, I don't want this. Even though we said yesterday, and most of the mitzvahs with the body, but you say, look at this is body is struggling over here. I don't want to help it, I don't want to deal with the body. So what does that mean? Mamshich, Bashem to Mavar, the Bashem continues to explain the Piskam, Shalom, Al Hemshach Kasav Hamur, in continuation of what the Pasuk is saying. Allah Lachshav, a person can think to himself, Shekiv and Shaguf, since my body is struggling with the Torah mitzvahs, this master rak la voida sheikh shama. I shouldn't waste my time with these types of things. It's not working out well. I should go connect with things that are more connected with my neshama. Unless I goof and my body, timger al yedei hitaynis to like destroy it and fast, goof him and ignore my body and ignore my body's needs. Not care about it, just focus on the neshama. So what do we say to such a person with such an attitude? Go help with him. Yesh levarer, you have to refine, allow us and to elevate as I goof the body. And that's what we're saying. That we come you look at the body as not as an enemy, even though in your first instinct, like, oh, the body's all the problems. The body makes me tired. I can't learn. I'm not interested. The body makes me have to eat now and I have to take care of these things. And the whole world around me, I have to do all these physical things I don't want to do. I want to stick with the neshama, I want to in shul and in seminary and daven and learn and feel good about myself. But what we learn is that the purpose not to separate yourself from the world is to work with the world, not to destroy yourself, to work with yourself. Adam, sheyichav machshavtei, kol hakavana is a mitzvah is musyama is v'lo kima v'ayom. See, there is things like this. Imagine you go to light Shabbos candles and you meditate for hours on what it means and what it brings to the home and the peace and the mitzvah and the Hashem. You do all these good thoughts, but you don't actually light the candles. For example, the Rebbe gives as Kavanah and mitzvah tefillin. Let's say, for example, tefillin. You have all the Kavanahs of tefillin, all the thoughts and all the meditations and the meaning behind tefillin. And you have tefillin, but you don't actually put on the tefillin. Not just if you think and meditate on the mitzvah of tefillin, but you don't actually put it on, you didn't fulfill the mitzvah putting on tefillin, you didn't have avera, not putting on tefillin. So it's a negative thing. You're using it in the neshama, you're connecting with the spirituality, but physically you have to do the mitzvah. But on the other hand, the other extreme, what happens? You put on the tefillin, but you don't have the right kavanas. Idea maybe because you don't know, like a person on Miftzayim doesn't know what's going on, he just puts on tefillin. Even if you do know it's a kavanah, you know the right kavanah, but you didn't have the kavanah, you put on and you spaced out. Hooray! As ein shay amnam yisa al shloi kivin. Maybe you get punished for not having a kavanah. Aval as a mitzvah pearl kim, you fill the mitzvah. Meaning, if you have to say what's better, do the mitzvah without kavanah, or to have the kavanah not do the mitzvah, it's obvious. Do the mitzvah. That's what he's saying. That you can't say to yourself, "I want to connect my neshama, I want to connect my body. Body is a hassle. Knowing your body's you're in this world. You have to use the body. And the body is part of your service with Hashem, which means you have to take care of yourself. You can't say, I want to take care of myself when you're spiritual. And I want to realize how much we need to take care of ourselves. Take care of ourselves means making sure to eat properly, eating healthy, eating things that we should, that's beneficial for us, getting the proper amount of sleep, taking care of our emotional needs, and not in a way, you can do exercise. Let's say the martial exercise. You do exercise to look good, or you can do exercise so you can serve Hashem properly. It's the same amount of exercise. You can do the same 20 minutes a day or half an hour a day, whatever it is. One of them could be connecting to Hashem, one would be totally disconnected from Hashem. And this is what we're saying. We're saying you have to come use your body, you have to take care of yourself. If you need to do exercise, do exercise. You should all be doing some exercise every day. Whatever it is, eating healthy. Am I eating this? Why am I eating this? Is this going to help me? It's going to connect me with Hashem more? I have a proper better day, I'm a better functioning parent? Or it feels good and tastes good? And if I don't like it, so I don't want it. But it could be very healthy, but I don't want it. That's not how we have to. That's how our mindset should change. The bris milah shahais etzel echad. To finish off with this, one more story. The bris milah was by one minichte Tzaddik from the grandsons of Tzaddik. So the bris. They need those two options of a male. Which male should we get? One of them was an older gentleman. He knew a lot of Kabbalah in regards to the bris, and Arizal, and all the ideas of a bris spiritually. But then there was a second guy, was Chayei, he was a simple guy in knowledge, but he was very good at a bris. Choose the younger guy, the guy that knows how to do the bris properly. Why? Because you have to physically do a bris. The guy with all the kavanas is nice, but we need to get a bris done. So who can do the bris better? This guy or this guy? Choose the guy. Kavanah is good, but the bris has to be done. And tomorrow I won't take over time, but tomorrow we'll tie this back in. What does it mean? Listening to the body, Sarah, Sarah, whatever Sarah says you should listen to, whatever the body says you should listen to. What does that mean? How do we put all these together? So to remember, to end it off, to realize that our body is not our enemy, and our body we're going to use feminists and serve Hashem properly is with our body, and using our body for feminists is what's going to bring it out the most. Have a great day.